Hi students, in this class we are going to discuss about concave mirror. Already last class we discussed about spherical mirror. In spherical mirror you know very well about that there is a two type of mirror. One is concave mirror and another one is convex mirror. So concave mirror means if the reflecting surface of the mirror is inverse of the sphere and it is also focused towards the center of the sphere, means the type of mirror is called a concave mirror. So in this video we are going to discuss about how the image are formed in a concave mirror. To find the position, size and the nature of the image, we are using the ray diagram. By drawing the ray diagram, we are going to understand how the image is formed on the concave mirror, by the concave mirror. How the images are formed by the concave mirror. So here, case 1. When the object is far away at infinity distance, and the object is far away means at infinity distance, the rays of light reaching the concave mirror are parallel to each other, like this. This is a concave mirror. So for the concave mirror, first you need to give the center of the curve, that is pole, is not a letter P, and then you need to draw the line principal axis. Principal axis means the axis passing at the center of the curve at the pole is called principal axis. And then we need to mark the center of curvature. Already you know the center of curvature means that is the center of the sphere, center of the curve, that is called the center of curvature. Next, between this pole and the center of curvature there is having the focal point. Okay, so before you are going to draw the ray diagram, you must note the value P, C, F. First you need to mark the center of the curve, that is the pole P. Next you need to draw the principal axis, and then you mark the center of curvature C. Between the center of curvature and the pole, that is a center of curve, there is also having focal point, that is F. So first case, when the object is at infinity. So when the object is at infinity means that the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. Now the incident ray incident on the concave mirror, there is a forming the image. So the position of the image is formed at the principal focus. Okay, so the object is placed at infinity distance means here it is with the incident ray parallel to the principal axis. It reaches the concave mirror and it is reflected. That the reflected ray is meet at one point, that is principal focus. Next, nature of the image. Here there is produced the image is one of the real image, that is inverted image and highly dimensioned in size. That is real, inverted and highly dimensioned in size. Next, case 2. When the object is beyond the center of curvature. The object is beyond center of curvature. This is the center of curvature. The object is placed near to the center of curvature, beyond center of curvature. Object is placed beyond center of curvature. So position of the image, between the principal focus and the center of curvature there is a forming the image. So the image is formed between center of curvature and principal focus. when the object is placed beyond C, the image is formed between center of curvature and principal focus. The nature of the image is real, inverted and smaller than the object. The nature of the image is real, inverted and smaller than the object. Case 3. When the object is at the center of curvature. When the object is at center of curvature means here the object is placed at the center of curvature. Okay students, that is not a letter AB. Here the object is placed AB. Center of curvature means here the image is formed at the center of curvature itself. Okay, the rays reflected. The reflected ray is also forming the image at the center of curvature itself. Nature of the image is real, inverted and same size of the object. Okay, so there is a forming the image is real, inverted and it has a size is also same size of the object. Next, case 4. When the object is in between the center of curvature and principal focus. In between center of curvature and principal focus. Here the image is formed beyond C. The image is formed beyond C. This is a point C. Here the image is formed beyond C. Here the nature of the image is real, inverted and magnified image. Real, inverted and magnified image. Next, case 5. When the object is at the principal focus, the nature of the image is no image can be captured on the screen nor any virtual image can be seen. When the object is placed at the principal focus means here we cannot catch that image. There is no virtual image. Okay, so because here the image is formed at infinite distance, we cannot catch that image. Case 6. When the object is in between the focus and the pole P, the position of the image. When the object is placed between the focus and the pole means here the image is behind the mirror. The image is behind the mirror. The nature of the image is one of the virtual image. Virtual means in Tamil that is Maya Bimbam. Okay, it is a virtual, erect and magnified image.
We are going to learn the classification of assets. Classification of assets. Okay, so classification of assets. Assets are classified on the basis of their sources, as organic and inorganic assets. Organic assets and inorganic assets. Organic acids example is, let me give you an example, acetic acid, formic acid, all these are examples for organic acids. Inorganic acids examples are hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. All these acids are inorganic acids. Organic acids are got from plants and animals. Whereas inorganic acids are obtained from rocks and minerals. And that's why these inorganic acids are also called as mineral acids. Okay children, so this is the classification of acids on the basis of their sources. Then we are having another classification based on their basicity. What do you mean by the term basicity? Basicity corresponds to the number of replaceable hydrogen ions. Hydrogen ions or hydrogen atoms present in an acid. Depending upon the number of replaceable hydrogen atoms, an acid is divided into monobasic. It is divided into monobasic acid. Monobasic acid. Example is hydrochloric acid, nitric acid. Dibasic acid. Dibasic acid. Dibasic acid is an acid which has got 2 replaceable hydrogen atoms per molecule. 2 replaceable hydrogen atoms per molecule. See, example is sulfuric acid, H2SO4 is an example for dibasic acid. See, then we are having tribasic acid. Tribasic acid. Example for tribasic acid is phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Okay, children. See, now you have to understand very important concept. In monobasic acid, only one replaceable hydrogen atom is present in those acids per molecule. That is, when one molecule of hydrochloric acid is dissolved in water, it can produce only one H plus ion. So it is monobasic. When one molecule of nitric acid is dissolved in water, it can produce only one H plus ion. So it is monobasic. Whereas sulfuric acid is dibasic, because when one molecule of sulfuric acid is dissolved in water, it produces 2 hydrogen atoms. Similarly, tribasic. Phosphoric acid is tribasic because it produces 3 hydrogen atoms when dissolved in water. Okay, children? Then the next classification is based on ionization. The ability to form ions or the ability to dissolve in water. So, based on ionization. Based on ionization, we are having classification. Classification of acids. So, based on ionization, we are having strong acid and weak acid. See, we are having 2 kinds. One is strong acid, the other is weak acid. Strong acid is an acid which when dissolved in water, it undergoes complete ionization. Example is hydrochloric acid. Okay, children? Example is hydrochloric acid. See, weak acid is an acid which when dissolved in water, it undergoes partial dissociation. The ions, formation of ions, the ionization process is not complete in the case of a weak acid. See, example is acetic acid, CH3COOH. Okay. Then the next classification is depending upon the amount of acid present in a solvent. We are having 2 classifications. One is concentrated acid, the other is dilute acid. Concentrated acid and dilute acid. Okay. So, in concentrated acid, the relative amount of acid present in the solvent is larger. In the case of dilute acid, the relative amount of acid present in the solvent is smaller. Okay, children? So, we are having concentrated acid and dilute acid. So, this is classification of acids based on their sources, basicity, based on ionization and their concentration. Okay. See, now we are going to learn the properties of acids. We are going to learn the properties of acids. Acids are sour in taste. Acids are sour in taste. Now let me write the heading first. See, properties of acids. Properties of acids. The first property is an acid is sour in taste. Sour in taste. an acid turns a blue litmus paper to red. It turns a blue litmus paper into red color. Okay, red. So this indicates that the given substance is acid. Then acid, when dissolved in water, that solution is called as aqueous solution of that acid. So aqueous solution of an acid is a good conductor of electricity. Aqueous solution of acid conducts electricity. Conducts electricity. When an acid combines with a base, it results in the formation of salt and water. Acid plus base results in the formation of salt and water. Acid, hydrochloric acid, reacts with a base to form salt. What is the salt? What is the salt formed here, children? Can you name the salt? Yes, it is sodium chloride. Okay. So here the salt formed is sodium chloride. So it is sodium chloride plus water. The salt formed is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride and water. Whenever an acid reacts with a carbonate salt or bicarbonate salt, it results in the evolution of carbon dioxide gas. See, acid, hydrochloric acid, when it reacts with sodium carbonate, it results in the formation of salt, sodium chloride, then water, then carbon dioxide. Okay. See, we have to balance 2 hydrogen atoms, so we write 2 here. Since 2 chlorine atoms are there, we write here 2. Here 2 sodium, so it is balanced. Okay, children. So this is the reaction of an acid with carbonate salt. Whenever an acid reacts with a carbonate salt, it results in the formation of or the evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Then the next one is whenever an acid reacts with a bicarbonate salt. See, sodium bicarbonate. This is sodium bicarbonate. What is this salt? Sodium carbonate. Okay. Yes. It results in the formation of same salt, sodium chloride. See, sodium chloride, then water molecule, then carbon dioxide. So this is the reaction of acid with carbonate and bicarbonate salts. Okay, children. Then we are having some more properties of acids. Whenever an acid reacts with a metallic oxide, so it is 6th property. 6th property. It is the 6th property. Whenever an acid H2SO4, this is also an acid, when it reacts with a metallic oxide, it results in the formation of salt. Okay, calcium sulfate, CaSO4. See, this is calcium sulfate. What is the remaining part? H2O. So we get water. Okay, children. So this is also very important reaction. This is calcium oxide. Calcium oxide. Or it is quicklime. Or quicklime. Quicklime. This is calcium sulfate. Calcium sulfate. Okay, so these are very important properties of acids.